Nick speaking. Welcome to this video, and today we are going to look at first turn. So how many times do you think to yourself, should I go first, should I go second? How do you work it out? What's the best? What's the best for your army? These are all questions that you need to be asking yourself. So how do you decide? Well, there's a few factors obviously to take into consideration, and it's probably fair to say that there's an advantage to going first and there's an advantage to going second. But the key thing here is to know which one you want to do way before the game. So have a plan. I want to go second, I want to go first. Have that mindset of knowing what you're going to do before you actually turn up and play your game, because that's a huge advantage. If you're rolling off and your opponent wins, I mean, I've been there so many times. My opponent wins the dice roll and he says, I don't know whether I want to go first or second. And if I win the dice roll, I might pretend to and ah about it, but I know exactly if I want to go first or second. So and mind games is exactly what you need to be playing as well, and especially if you lose the dice roll. I mean, let's say you want to go first and your opponent gets the dice roll and it's his he has to choose, then play a few mind games with him. Make out that you want to go second, try and get him to give you first turn. Try your best to get that turn that you want or need. So yeah, let's have a look. So my Footdar Aldar list that I've recently played, and I really need to be going first on that. I need to get my triple fortune up. I mean, okay, in 6th edition we have night fight, which is quite useful. If you are going second, you've got a bit of extra protection, but even so, with my Aldar, I'm a 5+ cover save. I need fortune up, definitely need fortune, so I will try my best to go first with that particular army. And I would say that it's not quite the same as in 5th edition. In 5th edition, I always try to go second. Last turn objective grabbing and contesting. In 5th edition, that was the name of the game. Things have changed a bit in 6th. I mean, that is still the case, because obviously you still want to contest and you still want to grab objectives, but you have less chance to do it. It's not like you can move 24 inches with your wave serpent and contest an objective anymore. Tanks aren't able to do that anymore. It has to be men. It has to be scoring units. So, and also, of course, you can't move so far and get your men out now. So there's definitely it's more difficult to have that last turn contesting. So just a quick chat about last turn. What I do is I always play for turn 5. I always play as if the game is going to end on turn 5. Now obviously you need a backup plan in case the game does go on to turn 6, maybe turn 7. I mean, let's face it, if it goes to turn 7, this could be anyone's game. But what I try to do is get into a position so that when the game ends on turn 5, I'm winning, basically. If the game goes on turn 6 and maybe it becomes a draw or I lose, well, I can say fair enough. I always play for turn 5. If the game ends turns 5 and I'm in a winning position, then I'm happy. If the game doesn't end on turn 5 and I'm in a winning position, then I'm happy. So that's what I play for. So anyway, how do you determine whether you want to go first or second? How do you do it? Well, I think it's just down to your army more than anything. Okay, the mission as well. Some missions it's a benefit to go first, benefit to go second, but you have to play it. You have to play it really to your strengths of how you like to play your army. What type of units you have in there, etc. Obviously, first blood, we've already spoken about how important first blood is, and going first has a great opportunity for first blood, especially if the night fight rules are not up. If you rolled off and there's no night fight, going first could be a great benefit. If there is night fights and you prefer to go second, then the night fight will certainly help you. Obviously, the other thing you have to do is you do have to look at your opponent's army. What type of list they have. Are they going to be deep striking? Do you want to have those 2 turns before they potentially come in? Obviously, going first gives you that 2 turns. Going second, you're only going to have 1 turn. So you might have to change your plan, as you go into the game. But having a plan is the key thing. at least if you know what you're doing and you can adapt. And obviously, you know, if you, for example, with my Eldar, you know, if I need to go first and I don't get first turn, well then I have to reconsider, have a second backup plan, maybe a different deployment if I'm going second. And all little things to think about, rather than just turning up for the game and just rolling with whatever happens. Now have a plan. That is the key thing here. Okay, well that's it for this video, and watch out for the next video.